Good morning, everyone. This is Judge Kassan. This is the 10 a.m. docket for the City of Olmos Park. Thank you for joining. Just so everyone is aware, we are currently live streaming on YouTube, and that's in order to comply with the open courts provision of the Constitution. I'm going to call the docket. So if you're here, take yourself off of mute and let me know that you're present, or you can wave to me if you're on video, okay? First up, I have Morgan Adler. Morgan Adler. Gustavo Alcantar Cisneros. Gustavo Alcantar Cisneros. Let's see. Next up, I have Jaslyn Barrera. Jaslyn Barrera. Lindsay Bruce. Lindsay Bruce. William Cruz.
Oops, sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Rafael Facio. Rafael Facio. Joanna Garza. Joanna Garza. Jose Adolfo Garza. Jose Adolfo Garza. Roberto Hernandez Jr.
Here, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Travis Lavario. Thank you, sir. Abel Mendoza. Abel Mendoza. Gypsy Pantoja.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Nathan Paredes. Nathan Paredes. Let's see here. Guillermo Ramirez Long. Looks like he just joined. Miriam Risnier or Reisnier. Scott Sager. Scott Sager. Steve Samaniego. Steve Samaniego. Roberto Tapia. Roberto Tapia. Miguel Villagomez. Miguel Villagomez. Adam Zavala. Adam Zavala. Okay. Okay. So just a few initial instructions and then we'll get started. Just so everyone is aware, we have, yes, thank you, Mr. Ramirez. Just so everyone is aware, we have Mr. Dixon, the prosecutor, who's on the call as well. If you are asked to speak to him, you will be sent into a breakout room with him. So look for a notification window to pop up on your screen if that's the case, okay? If you have multiple violations or if you're pleading not guilty, you will likely speak to him, okay? And with that being said, if you have not entered a plea on your case, which looks like that's the case for most of you, you'll be entering a plea today and you have three options: guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you plead guilty, you're admitting guilt and you're asking the court to assess the punishment in the case. If you are pleading no contest, that means you're not contesting the charges. However, you're also not admitting guilt. You just want to resolve the case today, okay? That's no contest. Plea of not guilty means you are contesting the facts of the case and you'd like to set your case for trial. Today is not a trial date. It's not a trial setting. So we will schedule you for a later date and time to have that trial. You will have the opportunity to visit with the prosecutor about the facts of the case today, and then we will schedule you for a pre-trial setting and a trial setting at a later date. You have a right to a jury trial, but you can also waive the jury trial and have a trial by judge, also called a bench trial, okay? If you have questions about your case, specific fact situation, you can talk to the prosecutor. If you'd like to resolve your case today and you have moving violations that you'd like to keep off your record, there are some options that are available to you. The first of which is the driving safety course. You have 90 days to complete the course. You must have a valid Texas driver's license and insurance, okay? If you don't meet the requirements for the driving safety course, you may be eligible for deferred disposition, or it's sometimes called probation. It's an unsupervised probationary period, anywhere from 1 day to 180 days, depending on the violation charged, okay? There is a fee that must be paid for the probation, and then there may be some conditions placed upon you during the probationary period. Perhaps complete community service hours, attend a course, etc. It just varies from case to case, all right? But if you successfully comply with the terms of the probationary period, the case is closed out and does not appear as a conviction on your record. If you are a commercial driver's license holder, you are not eligible for a driving safety course or the deferred disposition. If you are, excuse me, under 25 years of age, you must take the driving safety course for a moving violation dismissal, okay? If you need a payment plan, an extension of time, community service hours that are requested, or if you would like to request time served, I can speak to you individually about those matters here in a few minutes. If you have questions specific about your cases, I'll talk to you about those as well when I call you individually. We will be going in alphabetical order, so please be patient. And like I said, if you need to speak with the prosecutor, you'll be going into a breakout room with him, okay? First up, I have, let's see here. Is it Lindsay Bruce? Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing well. Let's see. You have a parking violation citation that was issued for parking in a no parking zone 2 to 5 a.m., right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How did you want to take care of that?
Also, was wondering if there's any way we can just like, or can you how do you pronounce it? Like no contest to it.
Uh-huh. No contest. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just so you're aware, there is a ordinance that's been passed, or it's been in effect for a long time now with the city, that if you park between the hours of 2 to 5 a.m., and if you have not called the police department, you will be issued a ticket for parking on city streets during that time. There are notices posted at the entrance to the city on the city signs as you come into the city limits. But again, if you park between the hours of 2 to 5 a.m. in those areas, you will be cited unless you contact the police department and get placed on a list requesting permission to park on those streets during that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So you're looking at a fine of $50. Did you want to explain the situation, or what was the issue with the?
Well, so I live in Kendall County, Bernie, and my friend Abby, she just moved to Olmos Park for New Braunfels, and I drove over one night to stay with her, and I wasn't aware about the 2 to 5 like no parking zone until I received a citation, and it wasn't until I emailed the Olmos Park Municipal Court that I learned that I had to call like the a non-dispatch number in order to park on the street. So
Right.
I wasn't aware about that until afterwards, but I was just wondering if there's any way where the ticket could be dismissed or if it could be reduced or something.
I can reduce the fine to 25. Are you able
we
to pay that?
We do 20 by any chance?
Are you able to pay that today?
Is it in person or
You can drop it off or mail it in.
I can mail it in.
Okay, so a $20 fee on that. Make sure you contact the non-emergency line if you do intend to park there between those hours, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so $20, it'll be due within a week's time, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And is it cash order? Is it check? Like, how do you guys prefer?
You can send a check or a money order. Make sure you make it out to the city of Olmos Park, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Sounds good.
Any additional questions, follow up with the court clerks and they'll be happy to address those with you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, have a good day, Ms. Bruce. Take care.
Is that it? I don't have to talk to a prosecutor or anything?
You're free to go.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Mr. Cruz, William Cruz? You're on mute, sir?
I got it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Now
All right. You're not driving, right?
I'm not, ma'am. I'm actually late for an appointment. I have to get fingerprints for a job.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. You have a charge for operating unregistered motor vehicle. How do you plead on that case?
My registration had been expired. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Failure to maintain insurance or financial responsibility. How do you plead?
Same.
Okay. And possession of drug paraphernalia. How do you plead on that case?
Same.
Okay. All right. I'm going to have you speak with the prosecutor about trying to resolve those 3 violations today. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, just hang on a few minutes. He'll be with you shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see, Roberto Hernandez Jr.
How you doing today, Your Honor?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm blessed.
Good. Let's see here. You have a few charges. Let's see. You have failure to maintain financial responsibility or insurance. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay.
I have insurance.
Did you have insurance at the time and on the date of the
I
stop?
was actually in the middle of getting insurance. I had bought the car 2 weeks prior to getting arrested, and I know I have a grace period from like a whole entire month to get everything switched over. I tried to explain that to the officer. She wasn't quite understanding it. So
Yeah, there's no grace period. You must be insured if you're driving the vehicle.
yeah,
on
no, I
public
was actually
streets.
on my way to go do that. Like I was
Okay.
literally on my way to go get insurance.
Alright.
She asked me, she's like, "Is there a way that you can get insurance right now?" And I was trying to contact my mother to do it for me at the time. So yeah, I ended up getting insurance the same day. It was just after the fact that I
Right,
was
so
got out of
you-
jail. Yeah.
If you're pleading not guilty, you must have had insurance at the time and on
Okay.
the date.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you got it after the fact, that's telling me you were not insured at the time of the stop, right?
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, so would you like to change your plea then?
Yeah, I'll just plead no contest. And I was
Okay.
also gonna ask if I can get a reset because I spoke to my attorney and we're arranging some type of payment plan so he can represent me.
Okay.
And yeah, so I can have him send like a proof of representation within like the next court date y'all reset me for.
Right, so
Yeah,
you
so I
have
can
an
have all
attorney,
that.
you have an
Yeah.
attorney for these 3 violations then? Or
Yeah,
you're
I'm gonna
hiring
have an
someone?
attorney. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna have an attorney. He just told me that like since my court date was a little too close to him processing my paperwork, just try to get a reset so he can get all that squared away.
Okay, and what is his name?
Guillermo Lara.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, have him send a letter of representation. We're gonna reset you 30 days, okay?
Okay, so that would be September.
September 9th.
Okay, all right, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, any other questions before you go? All
No, ma'am.
right, make sure your attorney does send in that letter of representation so we have that for the file.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, see you back in 30 days.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Thank you. Have a good one. Take care. Mr. Dixon?
Judge, let's just try Mr. Cruz later. He's on mute and driving and can't get off of mute and I can't communicate with him. So he's trying to participate, but I can't read lips. So maybe we can get back to him in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. All right.
minutes.
Okay. Next up then we have, let's see, Travis Lavario. Is that right? Hi, sir. How are you? You're on mute. Let's see if you can, there.
Oh, did I fix it?
There you go. I can hear you now. All right, so
Okay,
you
sorry about that.
have, that's okay. You have a defective tail lamp. And it looks like we were just pending a photo of that being corrected. Were you able to send that in?
I honestly have no idea how to send, like, where would I send that to? It's fixed. I know it's fixed. I just don't know where I would send that photo to.
Okay, you can email it. Okay, is it almost, Valerie, can you let me know?
Yes, almost part court at Gmail.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then that's a $10 fine once that's been submitted, okay?
Oh, okay. Okay. I was confused. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like you already paid the registration violation, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then all we needed was proof of the correction of the tail lamp and a $10 compliance fee, okay?
I sent in a money order with, I believe, the $10. Did that not go to it, or
Let me
because I
check.
thought, I was more than sure that I put the receipt in for the tail light,
Okay,
but when I got it sent back, I'm guessing that I didn't, or
Okay.
I must have misplaced it.
okay.
So
let's see.
what I
Valerie,
just,
what do we have? Do
We
we
only
have,
have well, actually, he just sent in 185 to pay for the registration. And we didn't see any receipt for the $10. That's why we set him up today.
okay, I'm sorry. I thought the registration was 175, and then if I just added both, since they were both from Olmos Park, that it would
Do both.
go towards
Oh,
both. Yes, ma'am. That's why.
Yeah, I didn't see a separate receipt other than the registration receipt.
Okay. Well, I'm
Was-
fine with repaying it. Would I
let me
just resend it?
Let me just check something. Was the fine for the registration 175 or 185?
I believe it was
175.
175.
175. So then you did send it for 185.
You know what?
The $10 was to be applied to the other case.
Yes, ma'am. I just was not too sure if I was supposed to send it separate or I
Yeah,
thought it
you
would be
know
okay sending it together.
We only got the money order. We didn't get any additional receipts or anything.
Okay,
No,
so if
yes,
you could
ma'am.
just
Okay.
email a receipt or the photo, sir, as soon as you can, then we can close it
Okay.
out. Okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, sure. So just make sure you send it to that email address that she provided. Or if you have any questions, you can contact the court later today by phone, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Is that everything then?
Yes, as soon as we get that, we can close it out, okay?
Okay. Thank you. Have
All
a
right.
nice day.
Have a good one. You take care now. Bye-bye.
You too.
Thanks. All right. The next up is Gypsy Pantoja.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Frank, I believe you'd spoken with her before. There's
Yes,
a notation. Did you like to speak with her again?
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Judge.
Thank you. Let's see here. Mr. Ramirez Long,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It looks like you'd also spoken with the prosecutor before and had been reset. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me get him to speak with you just to wrap up the case here in a few minutes. He's visiting with someone else and he'll be with you shortly, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, great, thank you. Mr. Cruz keeps dropping off, so.
Yeah, for some reason I can't bring them back into the main session.
He's in room 2. Let me move him back to the main.
Okay. Mr. Cruz, are you able to speak with the
Okay.
prosecutor now? You're on mute again.
How did you drive away? Oh, no.
Oh, you got somebody? Okay,
Yes,
oh
yes.
shit, I hope you're not
Uh,
stealing it. I'm
Yes,
sorry, I was-
ma'am.
Are you able to speak with him now or are you?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Can you folks hear me now?
We can now, yes. There were some connection issues earlier.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
Okay, so he is with someone at the moment. He'll be with you shortly, okay? Are you going to
Very
be
well.
able to, are you going to be able to speak with him? I know you said you had some sort of appointment.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I'm just doing both, but I'll manage. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, just hang on. He'll be with you in a few minutes.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
I have a comment, a conference right now.
Okay, yeah, we can't, I can't take you back there. With you being on the phone.
Okay, so that's fine. I can